That was what really fascinated me, was that last. It really opened my eyes. This, in other words, one of the most influential entertainers on earth. I don't think we could argue that that's not true. He comes across as a guy who just discovered that this group of 74 million people who voted for Trump in November actually exist. Matt Damon, a well-known leftist in Hollywood, even for Hollywood, he's pretty well known to be a leftist. But he's playing a Trump supporter in a film called Stillwater, which apparently has to do with oil to understanding the role. And just a few things he said about these folks. He said they don't apologize for who they are. They were wonderful to us. They got together and sang church songs. I'm not sure exactly which church songs those were. But, basically, hey, I'm surprised these guys were actually humans. They actually lived and breathed and, took out a guitar, and they didn't play Springsteen or Dave Matthews. They played church songs. I don't know what that is. I know what a church song is. I don't know what Matt Damon means when he says church song. So quote, he says, being invited into their homes into a backyard barbecue, a guitar comes out and they start singing church songs. It's a very specific place. I don't know what that means. And very different to where I grew up. Oh, no kidding. And then finally he kind of summed it up. He said, it was really eye-opening to me. That was what really fascinated me, was that last. It really opened my eyes. This, in other words, one of the most influential entertainers on earth. I don't think we could argue that that's not true. He comes across as a guy who just discovered that this group of 74 million people who voted for Trump in November actually exist. Apparently in his 5 decades of life, during which it's believed that he has accumulated a net worth of something like $170 million, he's never bumped into organized religion. I can't even. What do these statements from Damon reveal about what it's like in 2021 to be a successful Hollywood actor?
Probably pretty close to Kamala Harris, considering she just said that no one in the middle of the country knows how to photocopy or has a Kinko's, which hasn't existed in 20 years.
Yeah.
So they're probably operating at that same
she was right. They don't live near Kinko's. That part is accurate.
That's right. Most people don't.
Also, most people in Heartland America don't live near Blockbuster. So that would be another example of things that they don't live near.
Yeah, which is really, really interesting for voting integrity, considering that these people mostly want it. And she's like, no, they don't know how to get it.
Yeah.
It's just okay.
Let me tell you what they want.
Yeah. Oh, man. So, I'd say that they're pretty much operating at the same field as the elite left.
Yeah, if you really think about who the left thinks Trump supporters are, it's not too surprising that someone like Damon would go, oh my gosh, these people are actually kind of nice and they're not crazy. I mean, if you lived in the same bubble Damon does, you would think that basically all the people that voted for Trump are either stupid or racist.
Certainly racist.
Yeah, I mean, they've really pushed that, Trump inspired like the white nationalists, the white supremacists, all that racism on the rise, organized race groups on the rise, when really the opposite is true. But that's who they saw those people are. And so as soon as he comes into contact with some actual human beings, reality is going to look a lot different from that caricature.